headlines, Emir of Kajuru released after abductors demand 200 million naira ransom. Taxi drivers in Abuja protest harassment from VIO. South African government deploys military after violence erupted over ex-President Zuma's jailing. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Dashan Hussaina Usman. Emir of Kajuru, Kaduna State, Alhassan Adamu, abducted from his palace on Sunday, has been released. Abductors of the Emir had earlier demanded 200 million naira. No information yet on whether ransom was paid. Wife of abducted Emir, Hadiza Alhassan, explained how gunmen in military uniform invaded the palace to kidnap the monarch and 13 others. Alhassan said security operatives arrived only after the victims were taken.
The bandits broke the door of my room. They entered the room. We were all sleeping with my children. This happened around 11 p.m. They kicked me, then I woke up scared, and they began to ask me questions. First, they asked me where the king is, and I told them, I don't know. They asked again in a very harsh voice, and I told them I don't know where the king is. So they entered another room and saw another woman who just put to bed. They asked her where the king is. She didn't answer. So they asked her to give them money and her phone. She also said she doesn't have any. They went out again and entered another room, and there they saw a girl. They asked her to give her her phone, and so she did. So they asked all of us to wait and go outside without making any noise. From there they looked for the king's room, shut at the door, and the door opened. They all entered and dragged the king out. They were all holding guns and other weapons. They were also dressed in army uniform, and so they kidnapped the kings and 13 of our children. Security personnel showed up after everything. They didn't get to save the king and our children and also arrest the kidnappers.
The way we are going is that, let me tell you frankly, and to anybody that will care to listen to this speech, that we are a country of two religious institutions, very big ones in this world. The moment we deviate, there are bound to be consequences. And this is exactly because we deviate from the norms, rules, and injunctions of our religion. If we want to succeed, we have to step back and do our think, after which we should try to tell our people to turn around to face reality based on our religious injunctions.
We earlier had an interview with Ibrahim Inua Kajuru, a resident of the area, on the abduction saga.
All is well now, so virtually the situation, as you might want to know, is that all is well in the town. Only that a lot of people are coming to sympathize with the palace, you know. So these people are coming from various parts of the state, most especially from the royal palaces across the state. And a lot of sympathizers are around the palace. And virtually the situation in the town is calm. No problem, and we are receiving information about the emir that he is doing fine with them, and there is no any demand as at now from the kidnappers. You understand me? There is no demand from them yet, but the royal father was able this morning and some few hours back to speak with the people at the palace, telling them that he is doing fine with them and there is no any harm. At the time I came this morning, I asked the palace, is there any demand from the kidnappers? They said no, but only that they have allowed the emir and the other people to speak to some traditional title holders in the palace. In the question of demanding, ransom. No, there was nothing like that yet.
TrustTV's Fatima Saleh Ladan, who visited Kajuru, has a chronology of abductions in Kaduna State.
The speed at which banditry is rising in Kaduna State is really worrisome, as every day is moving from bad to worse. Not a day goes by without the report of people being kidnapped, with the recent abduction of the Emir of Kajuru in the early hours of Sunday morning, where him and 13 other immediate members of his family are being abducted. This figure is according to one of his wives, who says the bandits came in large number, shooting sporadically, gained entrance into the palace and cut away with him and 13 other members of his family. This is just coming few days after the abduction of 121 secondary school students in Marabarido of Kaduna State. The speed at which secondary school and tertiary institutions students are being targeted is also alarming in the state. We've seen the forestry college students abduction who spent 56 days in captivity. We've seen the Greenfield students abduction also, where 5 of them lost their lives. We've seen the Nuhubamali Polytechnic abduction, where one student of who is a final year student of the institution also lost his life. 6 students, 2 lecturers were taken away from Nuhubamali Polytechnic also. They just got freed after last Friday after spending 30 days in captivity. With the recent abduction on schools, which is the Bethel Secondary School students, where there 121 students are being abducted, still in captivity for almost 8 days now. Their parents are worried, crying and hoping their children come back to them safe.
Taxi drivers in the Federal Capital Territory on Monday staged a protest over activities of vehicle inspection officers. Protesters who stormed the Federal Secretariat in Abuja alleged that VIO have continued to harass and collect illegal levies from them. Trust TV's Mar'ia Umar filed this report.
The week started in a very rainy mood in the nation's capital on Monday morning, but that didn't prevent the protest at the National Secretariat, Abuja. A group of taxi drivers expressed sadness over alleged harassment by officers of the Vehicle Inspection Office at the Federal Secretariat in Eagle Square Area Command. Some of the drivers speak on the issues.
What it confess us today is one of our colleagues where they took VIO, now took somebody's screwdriver and bring blood out. They started beating the guy on top of this bridge. That is why we grow hunger. That is why we say we can't continue like this. We not say they should not do their work. VIO, as it did, they have been in Abuja more than 10 years. They did a neat job, but you see all these small people now, all these small boys where they just employed last November. If you see the way they are molesting us, and most of them, if you give them the correct particular, they go say they don't know how to go to particular. Most of them today, they will just dress and stand by the finance junction, be wearing mufti, as if they are passengers. As soon as you stop, they will jump in and say they are task force. Illegal parking. So we are tired. They will, after arresting you, they will collect 50,000, 20,000, 17,000, 15,000. No any specific amount. We are hustling to feed. We know the hardship we are facing in this country. So why all this? We are tired of them. We don't need them in this town. In this secretariat, we don't have.
The area commander of the Federal Secretariat in Eagle Square, Yakubu Musa Dikina, also spoke to Trust TV about the situation.
There has been incessant illegal traffic, illegal parking violations in this area, alongside the traffic light violations too. As I talk to you, we have over 14 illegal parking motor parks scattered all around here. Beyond that, they don't even use those parks which they created themselves. They park anywhere along the Eagle Square and its adjoining road, and this is not allowed. And that is why we have to enforce to ensure they obey the law. As I talk to you, behind Foreign Affairs Day, that is how they keep blocking the road. Road users cannot use the road because of their violations. When you hear the talk of the high money for illegal parking in our traffic law is 25,000 naira. And when they are booked, we ask them to go to the bank or they use the POS, we go into the TS account. And we know what the country is talking. So you cannot even afford it. We reduce it to what they can even afford.
On allegation of assault by the vehicle inspection officers on a driver, the area commander has this to say.
That is not true. It is them that use a mighty iron to assault my men. They seized it. As I talk, the iron is with the DPO Federal Secretariat. They saw it. When they see us, arresting them becomes increasingly difficult. So we have our advanced party that doesn't wear uniform. They carry their ID card, then we follow them closely. As I apprehend the vehicle, our healers and the uniform men will come there. That's how we do it.
The area commander advised motorists to abide by the traffic rules and regulation in the Federal Capital Territory to avoid arrest by officers of the Vehicle Inspection Office. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
A federal high court in Abuja has threatened to issue arrest warrants against former aviation minister Stella Odua and 8 others named in a suit pending before it should they fail to attend court on next adjourned date. Justice Iyang Ekpo gave the warning on Monday when Odua, now a serving senator representing Anambra North Senatorial District, and some other defendants were absent at the proceedings with no explanation from their lawyers. In the 25 counts charge filed by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the 9 defendants are accused, among others, of engaging in laundering of about 10 billion naira. They are particularly charged with conspiracy, money laundering, and maintaining anonymous bank accounts with an old generation bank. Coming up after the break. Deadly COVID-19 Delta variant hits Oyo State. Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the TrustTV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search TrustTV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. TrustTV, documenting the Nigerian story.
My name is Samuel Dada. Yakubu Isa, ana mana kabi da jeje. Aminu Musa. A wannan harkar ce muke dan samun abinci, an muke taimaka mu wasu da yawa. Looking for private jobs. Sometimes you get employed and the process of payment, you undergo some kind of stress.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Here's a recap of our major stories. Jubilation in Kajuru after Emir's release. Taxi drivers in Abuja angry with VIO. Protest continues. In more news, Oyo State government has recorded the dangerous Delta variant of coronavirus infection. This is coming a few days after the Federal Capital Territory recorded its first case of same variant. World Health Organization described the variant as deadlier and most transmissible. A statement issued Sunday night by Chief Press Secretary to Governor Seyi Makinde, Taiwo Adisa, warned residents against letting down their guards to dangerous consequences. As Nigeria marks its 50th anniversary of membership since joining the Organization of Petroleum Export Countries, Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo, OPEC's Secretary General, acknowledges unique contributions of Nigeria under President Muhammadu Buhari in the successful 5-decade partnership. OPEC Secretary General was reacting to Nigeria's 50th anniversary in a statement where he noted that all OPEC family knows the enormous debt of gratitude owed the president for the pivotal role he played in historic achievements. He commended the president for consistently showing impeccable credentials as a bastion of principles underpinning international relations, respect for all nations, fulfilling one's responsibilities, transparency, and fairness. Nigeria, he said, plays a leading and inspirational role on African continent in oil and gas affairs and cooperation. Nigeria, in Barkindo's words, is consistently regarded as one of the most admired and respected member of OPEC family, particularly in the realm of consensus building. Governor Ahmadu Fintiri of Adamawa State approved selection of a new paramount ruler for Mbula Kingdom in Demsa local government area. The new Murumbula is Boltam Bentley Biapo. Boltam Biapo succeeds Murum Joram Joelfwa, who died on May 17, 2021, after 26 years on the throne. Until his appointment, 46-year-old Biapo was with the Federal Road Safety Commission, where he rose to become a route commander. A statement by Press Secretary to Governor Fintiri, Humwashi Wonosiku, said Biapo was among forefront runners in the selection process from Muzong clan of the Mbula Traditional Council. Born on September 17, 1975, Boltam Bentley Biapo studied agricultural economics at Modibo Adama University, Yola, and holds a master's degree in agriculture and rural sociology. By tradition, the Murum Mbula can only be selected from two ruling clans, namely Fwa and Muzong, and both clans had been in intense competition to produce the new king. Moving on to the foreign scene, South Africa's army on Monday says it will deploy troops to two provinces, including its economic hub of Johannesburg, to help crush mob violence and looting, as unrest sparked by jailing of ex-President Jacob Zuma entered its fourth day. Violence raged as the Constitutional Court was reviewing a landmark decision to jail Zuma for contempt. An announcement is expected later. The country's top court on June 29 slapped Zuma with a 15-month term for snubbing a probe into corruption that stained his 9 years in power. Zuma began the sentence last Thursday, but is seeking to have the ruling set aside. And in sports, Youth and Sports Development Minister Sunday Dare has hailed national men's basketball team, D Tigers, following their historic defeat of Team USA in pre-Tokyo 2020 exhibition. The minister noted that every single player showed up for the game and collectively, the team put up a ruthless execution of basketball skills. According to the minister, Nigeria and Nigerians are proud of the team as Olympic Games proper beckons in a few days. He added that having this morale-boosting performance on the eve of delayed Tokyo 2020 Olympics is a positive signal Team Nigeria will achieve podium finishes at the Games. It's a wrap on the news update. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. I am Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.